Class 8. We will continue with the chapter 5 that we were doing. We were learning about the social reform movements, and in our last video we have learned about the reform movement that was taking place in the western part of India, that is in Maharashtra. And in Maharashtra the main center of social reform movement was Bombay, and we know that there were various social reformers who were taking active part in reforming the religious and the social practices prevalent. Now, if we look at it, then we saw that Paramahansa Mandali was the first organization that started reform movement in Maharashtra. After that, the Prarthana Samaj was formed by Atmaram Pandurang. In between, we know that Govinda Ranade, Mahadev Govinda Ranade and R.G. Mundarkar, they had also taken active part in the reform movement. In fact, Ranade had established a number of organizations for the welfare of the people, like that of the Widow Marriage Association and the Deccan Education Society for the advancement of education in western part of India. Then we have read about the Parsis, who were generally English educated, how they have taken up the responsibility of reforming their own social structure and also thinking about the others. Due to they first wanted to reform the religion, or they wanted to preserve the purity of their religion, so they formed the Reform Association. And they had also spoken against the Parda system, about women education, and they also were against the practices of child marriage. And we find that in the year 1891, due to the efforts of Bairamji Malvanji Mayawari, the Age of Consent Act was passed, by which it was decided that the age of marriage for girls would be 12 years. Then only it would be recognized by law, or it would be legal. Now we shift our focus to the northwestern part of India, that is in Punjab. If we look at the reform movement in Punjab, we see that the main organization, or the main person who was taking up the reform movement was Dayanand Saraswati. Dayanand Saraswati, he formed the Arya Samaj in the year 1875, and he formed his association to preserve to bring about all the good things that was there in the Hindu religion, to free it from all kind of rituals and the practices that had been incorporated in it afterwards. And he was born in a Brahmin family in Gujarat, and he was a Sanskrit Pandit. That means he was educated in the Sanskrit language. He did not know English, but he came in contact with Keshav Chandra Sen, and later on he took up the effort of bringing about religious and social reforms in the society. And his main slogan was "Go back to the Vedas," because according to Dayanand Saraswati, the Veda is everything for us. It is giving us all the knowledge that is required. And he said that we have nothing to learn from the West, and everything, because our Veda is self-sufficient in respect of all knowledges and teachings. So according to him, the Veda was the source of all knowledge. It was everything that we need, or it had explained it to us, so we don't need to look to the West, or we don't need to learn anything from the West. So that was his point of view, and with his views he had, but at the same time he believed that there were many such practices in the Hindu religion that needs to be reformed. Like, he was against the deity worship, that is the number of idols that are worshipped in the religion. He didn't like it, he was against it. He was also against the caste system, and he did not approve child marriage. He was a great supporter of women education. So that was his the main focus was to bring about these changes. He wanted the women to get educated in the society. He was against the practice of child marriage and that of the deity worship, and also the caste system that prevalent in the society. And he took an active part in achieving those things that he had preached. And he also wrote 2 books to propagate his ideas. He propagated his religious ideologies among the common men. That is, he taught the men, the common people, what he thought about what was good and what was correct. He tried to preach the common people, and he was not a supporter of Western education as it was being followed at that point of time, because he believed that the all source of knowledge was the Vedas, and we should always follow the Vedas, we should go back to the Vedas, follow the teachings of the Vedas, and that will help us to grow, that will help the society to develop further. And he started the Shuddhi movement for reconverting the Hindus who were educated in Western education. He wanted to preserve the purity of the Hindu religion, and those who had got converted to other religions, he started the Shuddhi movement to reconvert them to the who had got detached from the Hindu religion. He wanted to bring those people back to the religion, and so he started the Shuddhi movement. And as a result, we find that due to his efforts, the social reform movement was carried on in this part of India. So Dayanand Saraswati was the main focus if we look at the northwestern part of India, and here then he formed the Arya Samaj, whose main activity was to stop or to protest against various kinds of social evils like that of the caste system or the idol worship or child marriages. And we find that he was a great supporter of the women education. He believed that the Veda was the source of all knowledge, and we should always go back, we should always rely on the Vedas for any kind of knowledge that we require, that is sufficient for us. It is the essence of life and knowledge. And he also started the Shuddhi movement. After his death in 1885, his followers started the Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools and colleges, which aimed to provide education that was both scientific and spiritual in many parts of India. So that was about Dayanand Saraswati and his efforts in reforming the society. And we find that the Arya Samaj, it spread to other parts of India. It spread to Punjab, Rajputana, Uttar Pradesh, and also Gujarat. And there are historians who are of the opinion that the Arya Samaj had an important role in strengthening the Hindu religion of northern India. So, due to the efforts of Dayanand Saraswati and Arya Samaj, the Hindu religion became much more stronger in the western part of India, in the northern part of India. And the Arya Samaj, it spoke against those evil practices that was associated with the religion. So that was about the northwestern part of India. Next we will read about the other social reformers in different parts of India. And we find that after the death of Dayanand Saraswati, the Arya Samaj continued to work for the upliftment of the society. We find that Lala Hansraj founded the Anglo-Vedic College in Lahore, and the Gurudal Arya Vidyalaya was established in 1902. The main object was to propagate the ideology of Veda. So these associations were trying to propagate the teachings of Veda among the people, and for that purpose they established many such organizations. And we find that Dev Samaj was founded by Swami Satyanand Agnihotri in 1887. So the work of social reform was carried on even after the death of Dayanand Saraswati, and we find that people like Lala Lajpat Rai, Swami Sadhyanand, or Lala Hansraj, they were all carrying on the work of the Arya Samaj. And Lala Hansraj, he founded the Anglo-Vedic College in Lahore. Sadhyanand, he founded the Gurudal Arya Vidyalaya in Haridwar, and Dev Samaj was founded by Swami Satyanand Agnihotri in the year 1887. So these were the reform movement that were taking place in different parts of India. So far we have learned about some of the reformers of Bengal. We have learned about the reform movements and about the names of the reformers of Western and on the northwestern part of India. And we will also learn about the reform movement that were taking place in the southern part of India. But we will take it up in our next video. For now, you read the chapter thoroughly, because this portion is having lots of objective questions, and for that